Here are my top 10 films for the first half of 2025. I always like making these lists at the halfway point because lists change all the time and it's interesting to compare at the end of the year and see what I liked at this point and what I like at the end of the year. Number 10, from the world of John Wick, Ballerina. I know this movie didn't do super well at the box office, but I thought it kicked all sorts of ass. Ana de Armas is awesome and brings an amazing physicality to the role, and the action is done by many of the same people that worked on the John Wick series. Yes, the plot and the story are completely ludicrous, but I don't go to John Wick movies for the plot. Some really cool action ideas in this one, especially towards the end. If you like the John Wick movies, I think you're going to have fun with From the World of John Wick, Ballerina. Number 9, Night Call. This movie is only available on video on demand in the United States. I don't think it got a theatrical release. But it is a blast, taking place over the course of one night in Belgium during a Black Lives Matter protest. The protagonist, who's a locksmith, gets a call, and it's essentially the wrong call. It's a call that they don't want to have because horrible things go wrong, and the movie follows them as they go on this journey and discover forces that they couldn't possibly comprehend. I found it to be super riveting, never boring, and just a really well done movie overall. Number 8, Grand Theft Hamlet. This movie is streaming on Mubi, and it's about what happened when two actors tried to stage a production of Hamlet in the game Grand Theft Auto Online during the pandemic. This movie is not the greatest form of machinima that's out there. The audio is bad, the editing is not the greatest. But what I really loved about Grand Theft Hamlet is, first of all, it reminds us of what it was like to live during that time period and try to survive and thrive during the COVID era. And I actually think that's valuable because a lot of our pop culture does not deal with that. But it's also about how video games and art can bring people together and inspire the best of us, and how you can find beauty in the most unlikely places. Number 7, Bring Her Back. This is the latest movie by the Philippou brothers, who made Talk to Me. This movie is really, really bleak. It involves two siblings who get adopted by a woman played by Sally Hawkins, who's wonderful in this film. And suffice to say, Sally Hawkins is into some weird and scary stuff that becomes more terrifying as the film goes on. I really love Talk to Me. That horror film was great. This movie is not Talk to Me. Talk to Me was a crowd-pleasing horror film. This is not a crowd pleaser. In fact, I would say this is a crowd displeaser. It is extremely upsetting and horrifying and disturbing and unsettling, but it's super well done, and there is some gorgeous imagery in this movie. And as a result, even though I didn't love the movie, I still really admire it. And if you're really into hardcore horror, I would recommend Bring Her Back by the Philippou brothers. Number 6, Mickey 17. Bong Joon-ho's follow-up to Parasite is one of the most ambitious sci-fi films of the year. Robert Pattinson is amazing in it. At the end of the day, it doesn't really come together. There's just so many big ideas in this film, and I don't think any of them really cohere, but there is some really fun satire, and I just love how ambitious this movie was, and I was never bored while watching it. It's just a really entertaining film. Again, doesn't quite live up to its potential, but it does warrant a spot on my list so far in 2025. Number 5, F1 Registered Trademark, the movie. Now look, the story of F1 Registered Trademark, the movie is nothing to write home about, but what is great about this film are the racing sequences. This movie offers you something that no other movie that's been released this year does, and that is they put high quality IMAX cameras into extremely fast moving vehicles. It is showing you racing in a way that you have never experienced before in the theater. You gotta watch it in IMAX. It's one of the greatest IMAX experiences I've ever had. And it's also a wonderful trailer for F1 and Apple products, so it's got that going for it. Number 4, Companion. This one slipped under the radar a little bit, but it is super well done. If you've seen the poster, you know what the movie's about. Somebody in the film gets an AI robotic romantic companion, and things don't exactly go according to plan. That's all I'm going to say because I don't want to spoil anything, but this movie is super smart. It invents some really fun and surprising scenarios for all these characters to get into, and I just love the way it depicts the companion technology, and it makes you think through what the implications of that are, especially because in the United States right now, people are actually getting AI companions in real life. We're on the verge of this really big societal shift, and this movie helps to capture the anxiety around that in a really, really fun way. Number 3, I'm Still Here. This movie was technically out in 2024, but only became widely available in the US in 2025, so I'm still counting it. This movie follows one family during the Brazilian dictatorship in the 1970s, and what I found so profound about the movie is how it depicts regular everyday life under a dictatorship. Things are largely normal. You're going to the beach, you're going shopping, and then one day everything changes. I think it's a really useful document of a challenging time in Brazil's history, and certainly something that's very useful for people in the United States to be aware of. Some great performances by all the actors, especially Fernanda Torres, who won many awards for her role in I'm Still Here. Number 2, Black Bag. Damn, this movie was so much fun. You have some of the most attractive people on Earth playing spy games. What more could you want in the movie? Some really fun twists, great cinematography by Steven Soderbergh as usual. Just a blast from beginning to end, and why I love movies like Black Bag. Number 1, you can probably guess it. It's got to be Ryan Coogler's Sinners. Sinners is a super fun horror film with some really evocative music and great performances, but what really gives this movie its shine and separates it from the rest of the pack is its sense of place. This movie takes place in the 1930s in Mississippi, and you really get a sense of what these locations are like and what Coogler was trying to say by setting the movie during this time period. I think Sinners is probably a masterpiece. It's going to stand the test of time. It's my number 1 of 2025 so far, and it's going to be pretty hard to beat, so let's see what the rest of the year has to bring. I'm David Chen. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give me a like and subscribe. See you later.